Hi everybody, and welcome to your weekly guidance reading. I'm Kat of Catalyst Holistic Life Coaching, and this week for February 4th through the 11th, I believe is what it is for, I will be using the Liquid Crystal Oracle card deck. This was actually my first Oracle card deck that I got by Justin Asar. I found it in one of our local crystal shops, and it's kind of what I first started delving into with cards and those sorts of things. So we just had a new moon. Its energies are still being felt today. The new moon in Aquarius. It's actually also the Chinese New Year, the year of the pig. And so I think I will do another reading on that as well for the year of the pig. And now is a good time to really kind of think of it as the actual new year, especially in the lunar calendar sense. So setting those intentions, and with Aquarius being really expansive and not limiting yourself in your goals and aspirations. The sky is the limit. So, all right, we'll go ahead and we're going to draw a card for yesterday and today, a card for Wednesday and Thursday, and a card for the weekend. So let's start with that. Just tuning into the cards. Any intention you want to bring in, tapping into those inner powers. And thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and follow my pages. I'd love to get more of my info out there, so whatever you guys can help with is greatly appreciated. And this will be for the general collective, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not specifically just for one person. So kind of just try to look at the message in a broader spectrum of how the energy of the card might be able to kind of be worked with around any sort of goals or things that you have going on in your life. Okay, we'll shuffle and then we'll start going through them. Okay, so a card for Monday and Tuesday. Let's do this one. Okay. And then a card for Wednesday, Thursday. And a card for the weekend. There we go. That was pretty easy this week. Last few ones have gotten a bunch of other cards with them. Okay. So, start with yesterday and today. We have Amethyst, humility. And so, Amethyst also, with it being on the purple ray spectrum, violet and purple is kind of one of the highest rays. And so, humility is kind of one of those tricky things with people. We have a very hard time admitting when we're wrong and holding ourselves accountable, and especially what's kind of I've noticed going on in the world, politically and all these different sorts of things. There's a lot of call to action for self-accountability. And so thinking for today and yesterday, just finding ways to be more humble about yourself and when you make mistakes. And humility is also a real gentleness too. Just because you're wrong doesn't mean you have to be harsh on yourself when you are taking accountability. Everybody has their moments. Everybody has that frame of mind where they don't know any better, and that's okay. Everybody makes that mistake. So really just sitting with yourself and thinking, how can I do better to show my humility? Because when you show humility as well, it puts off this energy to other people to be more receptive. Because when you're kind of closed off and not really open about talking about yourself, people have a hard time taking you seriously, and whether they subconsciously know it or not, it can kind of energetically come off that way. So a great card, and I'm wearing a bunch of purple today, so I love those colors. And I'll read a little bit from his guidebooks because he has a lot more to say with these cards. So let me find the humility. All right, so for your healing journey today, if an amethyst has come to you today, your spirit is asking for a pathway of creation in your physical life. The higher self is about to enter your world and help direct your choices. Look for signs everywhere and they will be there. To really receive the messages that amethyst has for you, the mind will have to be disciplined into a passive state, and you will have to step away from your mortal side that is concerned about money and other physical stuff. This is a time of transformation and transmutation, meaning that nothing is wasted, all is utilized, and only changed from one state to another that is more useful to the totality of you. Truth with self and your world in the coming weeks will be a measure of the potential depth of amethyst's work with you. Be humble, seek balance, unity, and equality. She will fill the gaps with the blinding light of your individual spirit. Your path is within you. Meditate, take time and breathe. Don't seek to change the world. Change yourself and the world will change around you. So yeah, really again, when you're taking more accountability for yourself, this will kind of raise your vibration and your standards with other people, and the people around you will start to feel this as well. So really, this is calling for us to work on ourselves this week. All right, so for Wednesday and Thursday, we have gold, the solar angel. Now, gold is obviously one of our more valuable stones, and it's one of the most sought after things in our world. And as calling the solar angel, I think this is really speaking about our higher selves and our higher energy and being that kind of bright light to everyone and expanding out into the world. And so again, this is kind of holding us to this higher standard of being a quality person. Do you want to be somebody who's kind of dim and not really seen, or do you want to really expand out and be that expressive energy that draws others to you and really be somebody who's valuable? And everybody has value. It's not saying that people have different levels of value. Everyone has their own value in this world. Everybody is a part of the circle. But when we're holding ourselves accountable with humility and self-preservation, we want to hold ourselves to the gold standard. We want to be the highest aspect of ourselves. That's what we're here for, to learn and to grow. So I'll read a little bit more about the solar angel as well. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Gold is a metal of regeneration, vitality, and power. On some level, you have depleted yourself, leaving an open door for stress and negativity. It is time to recharge and take time for self. Reveal your goals and set your potential Review your goals and let your potential shine as the guiding light in choice. Nothing is out of your reach when you are inward, whole, and revitalized. Though in physicality, it is easy to forget your blinding light. Gold is here to help you go inward and have trust, for although we are all unified and equal, each of us contributes individual sparks to the end fire, which will not be in its completion without us. Gold is asking you to remember this and honor your individual path with trust and empowerment. Leave your footprints in the sand for others to see and follow if they wish, for under Gold's spell, no one has even seen the beach upon whose back you will walk. It lives in you alone. So again, as I said, with really holding yourself to the standard that you want to be, being the highest quality that you want to be. So yeah, we've got a lot of self-work going on this week. I mean, all of this is usually definitely some self-work, but this is really telling us to kind of dig in deep. Okay, and then for the weekend, we have Moonstone and the Mother Goddess. So what I think this is also calling in for this weekend is remembering the kind of nurturing and gentleness that the mother has, and thinking of the Mother Goddess. And since we have this new moon energy, maybe this is calling for you to do some sort of moon work or ritual work, tapping into those lunar cycles. Especially for women, we tend to be out of sync with that a lot of the time when everything is going on in our lives. And so really tapping back into the cyclical nature of things and being gentle not only with other people but with yourself, especially with this humility coming up. We want to emanate a sort of kind of childlike play with it and being more nurturing towards our child selves instead of being harsh and demanding when we're trying to reach this really high standards for ourselves. You can get really, really down, especially when things don't seem to be going right away or you don't seem to be improving. Everything is happening as it needs to. And so if you're still doing this work of holding humility and gentleness and nurturing towards yourself, there's no way that that inner part that of your true self that's trying to get out isn't going to shine forward, because you're taking such good care of it. You're manifesting it into this world. So I'll read a little about Moonstone as well. Let's see. The goddess is at your door. It is time to open your heart and feel. Moonstone comes to us when it is time to feel and truthfully open the door to our emotional self. Many of us believe we already do this, but living in a constant emotional state is not true feeling, as it holds no mastery, discipline, or understanding. Moonstone asks you to sit and feel. Just sit. Don't label, think, act, or react. Just feel. By doing this, one gains the ability to experience the cyclic nature of our world. Just as things arise, so they fall away, and we are able to surrender and be happy without attachment. This is the path of the goddess, and only those that embrace it may wear the Luna crest. Remember, a feeling is only a feeling while it is felt and experienced. Once it is recognized by the mind, it is a thought. Spend some time around the ocean if possible in the coming days. Call and ask the Lady of the Lake to be by your side. See her rise up and stand with you. She is always waiting and will help at this time in your life. For those of us that are in Montana, where all the water is frozen, perhaps maybe not today with it being negative weather, but finding some time to be around water. Maybe hot springs are kind of more of a approachable thing right now. So yeah, and this could be a really emotional week for some people, because since this is a new year, a new Chinese New Year, and a new lunar cyclical cycle, there tends to be new things that come up as planets and things shift into different cycles. And so when these things come up, whether it be anger or really strong emotional feelings, still having that humility and gentleness to accept that you have these feelings and they're coming up for a reason, and to be that higher self, to be that solar angel within yourself that puts out that good light. Just release it and let it go. Let these things come as they will, and find it in yourself, whether it's useful to you anymore, or if it's an old story that needs to be let go of. So yeah, a lot of really great energy this week. And so take it really easy on yourselves, guys. And especially if it's calling for this nurturing mother energy, do nice things for yourself this weekend. Go out with friends. Don't imbibe in too much alcohol where it makes you sick. Like, go out to a nice dinner. go to the hot springs or to a spa, something that really nurtures and makes you feel good, because we could have a really emotional week this week. And sometimes we just need to decompress and give yourself permission to pamper yourself. I know, sometimes maybe money is a little bit hard, but there's always something you can find to do with friends or even just by yourself at home, just whatever kind of brings you that nurturing calm to really dig in and accept what's coming up and happening for you. That will be just as healing as anything else. There's no right or wrong way to do it, whatever calls to you. So great. I will post these pictures of the photos up as well on my pages and whatnot. And yeah, I don't think I have any announcements. So I hope you enjoy your Chinese New Year of the pig and have a new happy lunar cycle. And I will see you next week. Thanks so much.